Minors allowed to keep guns even if their parents don't know or don't want their child to have them.
New at 6, Rachel Louise Just with ABC15's political team breaks down what some are calling a major loophole here in Arizona and how some are now trying to close it.
It's a situation you never want to be surprised by. Your child has a gun in your home and you don't know about it. And right now, even if you did find that firearm, legally, you couldn't take it from them. New legislation introduced by Republican Representative Quang Nguyen would require teens to have parental permission to have a gun on private property. The current law allows those as young as 14 to have guns for hunting, agricultural use, and a couple other circumstances.
There's got to be more checks and balances. People in general, with mental issues, that's just crazy.
Russ Richelsoph is a criminal defense and Second Amendment attorney.
Under the current law, as long as the minor is possessing the firearm on the property of the parents or the grandparents or the guardian, it doesn't matter if the parents, grandparents, or guardians consented to this possession.
Michelle Hicks isn't a parent, but she's a gun owner, and she was surprised to learn about the current law.
Really?
Now that she's aware, she's supportive of a change.
If they're living under the same roof, they need to be a little more aware of what's going on, I think.
Parental awareness when it comes to guns also making the headlines this week for what some would see as a worst-case scenario.
We find the defendant guilty of involuntary manslaughter, guilty of involuntary manslaughter, guilty of involuntary manslaughter, guilty of involuntary manslaughter.
Jennifer Crumbly, the mother of a school shooter in Michigan, was convicted of involuntary manslaughter. She bought her son the gun used in the shooting days before he killed 4 classmates. Given that happening in the same week as this bill was introduced, Richelsoph says,
I don't think it's a surprise. I think we need to look at this amendment to this, this bill, which amends a statute, look at it in that context. What they're trying to do is limit a minor's access to firearms, even if those firearms belong to the parents.
But even with a Republican lawmaker behind it, Richelsoph predicts it'll face an uphill battle.
What you have to remember about Arizona are Arizona's Old West roots. This is a state where any restrictions on a person's ability to possess a firearm are very heavily scrutinized.
For ABC15's political team, I'm Rachel Louise Just.